Hello Aquarius, how are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I do appreciate you. Aquarius, I'm here to do your reading for the week ahead. Happy Sunday. I'm getting to it on a Sunday today. Aquarius, I hope you're well. If you are somebody who's already been here before, you know what's going down already, right? You know that I read from oracles first. I like to get the overall energy for the week ahead through the oracles. Then we're going to throw some tarot at it and find out what is going on in a little bit more detail. And if you are a first-time Aquarius here, if you've never been here before, to Ten of Cups Tarot, welcome, welcome. I hope that you will stay, and if you decide to stay, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner of this little square where I live. If you are my ride or die Aquarius, if you're here all the time, thank you for your thumbs up and being in the comments. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on for you in the week ahead. I'm always reading for the week ahead. Waiting for the week ahead. Speaking backwards now. I usually only do that during Mercury retrograde. All right, so Aquarius, let's find out what's going on week ahead, right? Let's find out what's going on for Aquarius. Why did you just up my energy? Like, you must be in a good mood. Desert passage. Trust there is a divine plan. All right, so I feel like somebody is already in trust. I feel like you're already trusting the divine plan. I want to say that even if you don't think you're listening, you think it's your idea, you think you've made the plan, I think you're following the plan the way it should be. And I want to say, don't panic if things feel like you're closed in a little bit, or you don't have as many choices as you used to have. I feel like if it's a narrow path that you're on, it feels like it's a path that you're supposed to be on in order to get to the place that you're supposed to be. So it says the desert passage, and now the desert passage can be a little dry, a little arid, right? It can be a place where sometimes it feels a little desolate and maybe you're on your own, but I feel like you're going there anyway to trust in the divine plan. Bottom of the deck, we have miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. Now, for some of you, maybe you're like, I feel like somebody here might be, it feels to me like what do you call that? Feels like you are about to maybe go wandering around by yourself. That's what it feels like here in the desert. Like, it feels like it's a pilgrimage, I want to say. That's what it feels like. Somebody here, you can see this person here doesn't have any baggage, has nothing with them except their staff and the clothes that they're wearing. It almost feels like this person knows that it's going to be a hard path to be, because all we see is the sun and the sand, right? But it looks like you should expect wondrous things to emerge. So maybe it looks a little scary at the beginning because it looks like there's nothing out there for you, but I think that you're following the universe and the universe is telling you what to do. And I feel like you're listening anyway, and it's going to take you to some sort of a miracle. Somebody there in that picture has the genie lamp in the hand, right? So I feel like you've been wishing for something. So I feel like if you've been wishing for something, that miracle is about to show up for you. But I feel like first you must trust the plan and get on the path. All right, tell me about Aquarius. Got happiness. Look, there's something really beautiful coming here. It says here, I'm aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. And I always say to you guys, when I get this card, this is the truth. This is all that it is. If you're miserable and angry and pissed off and talking badly about other people when they're not in the room, you are not the one who's happy, which means you are not on the right path. If you are the person who is inviting and kind and wishes the best for those, even though things may have not worked out between you and them in business, in health, in relationships, I feel like you are the one who's on the right path. So I feel like somebody's on the desert passage here, and they're trusting in the divine plan, and they're going to be happy while they're doing it. So this person might have a hard time getting across the desert, but it feels like they're grateful for the opportunity. I feel like you're happy, and I feel like you tell people that you're happy. We've got a lot of light blue, and we've got green in this card, and that's throat chakra and heart chakra. I feel like you're happy right down to your toes. Like, that's what it feels like, and you're telling other people about that. Give me one more card here. If you are the person who is currently on the desert passage, on this path, I want to say it's about to get easier. Have some patience here. It says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So I want to say, if you're the one waiting for the wish, something that you've wished on, and you're expecting wondrous things to emerge, that I feel like it's this desert passage here, trusting in the divine plan. I feel like you need to realize that happiness is an inside job, and that you need to be happy in order to get the things that you want. You need to raise the vibration, essentially, is what happiness is. We have guilt. It says, I release my beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And it feels like this pilgrimage here that I'm feeling. somebody here is, I mean, you don't have to be in the desert, but you understand what I mean, right? It's all metaphor, right? It feels like somebody here is on a path that looks a little daunting or scary, or I'm going to have to do it myself. And I feel like this path is just leading you to happiness. And I think that on the way, you're going to be learning patience, and you're going to be dropping some sort of guilt, things that no longer assist in your soul's growth. One more card and we'll get to the tarot here, Aquarius. We've got the truth. Okay, so this is a path of truth, right? It says trust there's a divine plan. I feel like you are going to find some sort of truth, and I feel like that is the wondrous thing that is about to emerge. I feel like you're going to know the truth about something, whether that's a truth about yourself or about someone else. Bottom of the deck, we have forgiveness. So I feel like these things here go together. That's what it feels like. I feel like someone's on a pilgrimage, and when I say that, I don't think that you're all running out to the desert, just with a hat on your head, the clothes on your back, and a staff, right? I feel like for some of you, maybe you're closing yourself into home or spending time by yourself, or maybe you're getting a little more into prayer or meditation to look for some sort of truth or an answer here. I want to say that, look, you are rooted. You are deeply rooted, and I don't think that there's much that can, I don't think a stiff wind is going to knock you over, is what I'm going to say. Like, I feel like you're really rooted deeply, and you are really ready to take the desert passage, to do whatever you have to do to drop the things that no longer serve you here. Some of that could be forgiveness. Look, this could be forgiving somebody else, but it also could be forgiving yourself for not being in the flow immediately, right? It feels like somebody here is going to find out some deep truths. Let's find out what we're talking about. Tell me more about Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius. Oops. Tell me about Aquarius. We do have the Six of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. Well, that certainly is happiness. It's emotional happiness for sure. We have the Four of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. We have the Six of Wands. Or sorry, the Seven of Wands. Excuse me. And we have the Ace of Swords. So there's something that, there's a realization that's coming here. Aquarius, it feels like there is, this Six of Cups energy is what I'm looking at. And it does feel like you're trusting in some sort of a plan. I feel like it's a plan to move slowly towards love, or to move slowly towards that Ace of Cups or the Ace of Swords. Like a new conversation. It feels like there is, I feel like you've been searching on this desert passage here, trusting in the plan, trusting in the divine plan, talking with the universe and saying, what is it? Why is it that I'm here? Because the Six of Cups can be soulmate energy, but understand that it's also stuff that's happened in our last life. So you're like, why am I here exactly? I feel like you may not remember why you're here. I feel like it's a knowledge you'll come to. You may not remember why you're here right now, but the Six of Cups is telling me that you've been here before, or you've done this before, or there's something from a last life that you're about to remember. Okay, my mind's eye, I'm seeing a flower open. I'm seeing just like a rose is opening slowly. It's like you're here to bloom, I want to say, but it's going to take a while. Like roses don't open overnight. And, it takes them a little bit of time. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is moving slowly towards the Ace of Cups. I feel like you're on the right path, and you're moving slowly towards something that feels familiar. It does feel like it could be a soulmate connection. Like maybe you feel really connected to somebody that you haven't known for very long, or this could be a situation. This could be a feeling of, I know why I'm here, but I should move slowly and carefully anyway. I feel like this Ace of Swords is telling me that you are going to be getting some sort of a realization or an aha moment, that there's something here that's making you happy. You're aware that being happy means that you're on the right path. So if you are the person who's happy right now, just for no damn reason, I feel like you are on the right path. So you can count yourself as one of those people who's on the right path. Patience takes time. So I'm going to say, it says you're supposed to accept things in divine timing. You will come to a truth. It feels like somebody here has been maybe closed off to you, shut themselves down. It feels like it's made you a little bit defensive. It almost feels like this side of the Ace of Cups it feels like there is somebody in waiting, or somebody that you know, or somebody from another life, a last life, someone you feel very connected to. This could be a friend, though. It doesn't have to be a romantic, please remember, because we're looking at pentacles. We do have cups here, but we are looking at pentacles and swords and wands, right? It doesn't have to be love. It can be for some of you, though. But we do have the Knight of Pentacles. So it feels like this side of the cups, it makes me feel like be patient, right? Because that's what the Knight of Pentacles is. Be patient and very practical with your time. And it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. Just the fact that you get there is probably what the plan is. And I feel like you're already trusting the divine plan, but I feel like there's a miracle that's unfolding for you. And the miracle could be in this Ace of Cups. Now, the Ace of Cups absolutely can be the beginning of love, but it's happy things. It's emotional contentment. It's the beginning of something that is going to grow from the Ace of Cups to the Ten of Cups. So I feel like for some of you, you're like on the approach, and you're approaching this Ace of Cups very carefully. I feel like you're thinking it out. This Ace of Swords, of course, your energy, right? The Ace of Swords is, I really need to approach this in a head over heart way. I need to realize whether this is good for me or not. I'm looking at this side here, and it almost feels like there is attached to this Ace of Cups here is the Seven of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. It feels like there's a situation where somebody here that you need to either give them the truth, or you need the truth out of them. Be patient, that will come in time, but I feel like this Four of Pentacles tells me that this person is sort of standoffish or acting a little bit defensive. And this could be someone that you also have an emotional connection to, or somebody that you maybe have feelings for. It almost feels like this Ace of Swords tells me that it's kind of a decision that you're making here about your happiness, that you are trusting in the divine plan. We've got two cards that are telling you to do that. Trusting in the divine plan until the truth reveals itself. And I feel like the wondrous miracle is that it will reveal itself. But I feel like it will reveal itself after you forgive yourself. Tell me about this Six of Cups here and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's competition. Very interesting. So we have the Tower, the Queen of Cups, and the Five of Wands. And so the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups is telling me, I've been here before. I'm going to move really slowly and carefully and practically toward this Ace of Cups, but it feels familiar to me because the Six of Cups is here. We do have the Queen of Cups and the Five of Wands. It does feel like you're making a decision, or there's some competition for your love, competition for your emotion or your empathy or your this energy with the Queen of Cups. It feels like somebody here is somebody who is very close to their water energy, or is maybe a softer Aquarius. Maybe you're an Aquarius Pisces cusp. It feels like there's somebody here with water energy. You could have Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer in the chart, in your big three possibly. But it feels like there's competition for love. And so it does feel like on this side is somebody who's kind of standoffish, closed down, really not very flexible, somebody who's not being vulnerable. And then we have somebody here where you're not sure who I'm talking about. Maybe you're not sure who this is, but it feels familiar. It feels like you'll be either meeting someone who feels like you've met them before, or it's like a puzzle piece locks in. It feels like that, but this is the competition, and it feels like you're holding back, or you're in indecision about what's going on. So that might be why you're on the pilgrimage. It might be in your mind. It could be maybe you're taking a physical leave, but it feels like you're trying to find an answer. Tell me about this happiness, because I feel like this is what the goal is. At the top of your mind here is happiness in the Ace of Cups. You want to pick the right path. And whether that means emotional contentment within yourself or means romantic love, it feels like that's what the goal is. I just want to be happy. And that doesn't always mean that you're going to have a +1. A lot of people go through this whole life being single and they're just as happy. So you need to decide which one is yours. Tell me what's going on in this reading, though. Tell me about happiness of the Ace of Cups. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So you're really serious, right? It looks like you're really serious about investing and beginning some sort of new path here. The only ace that we don't have here is the Ace of Wands. And so you haven't yet taken action, I would say. I feel like you are you are financially doing well. I feel like you are probably pretty happy. And I feel like you are trying to make a decision about which way to go next. So I feel like this Ace of Pentacles is telling me that you're looking to invest somewhere, that the universe has blessed you and you're willing to invest in someone else with this pentacle here. We have the Death card. Why do we have Death? We have Death because we have the Fool. Very interesting. So I want to say, look, it feels like you are somebody who is in the middle of your transition, I'm going to say. You are transitioning from it feels like one frame of mind to another. And it feels like there is a path that's opened here, that you're walking around with this Ace of Pentacles in your hand, wondering where you should invest your time, your money, your happiness, your love, your smarts, right? Who should I talk to? Like, it feels like you're trying to make a decision because you're very close to a new chapter beginning here. The Death card stands there and it tells me that everything about the situation is changing. So I feel like you're in transition or in flux or in the middle of change. And so you haven't really settled on anything yet. But your operative here is the Happiness card, that no matter what happens, it has to make you happy. So I feel like you need to be patient. Be patient because the truth is coming. Tell me about this Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, because this feels to me like it is somebody else in your life. It feels like it's somebody who maybe who's very attractive. And with the Nine of Wands, this person is somebody who you might consider to be, this person I feel identifies with their wounds. Look, there are people who are wounded and they realize that the things that happened to them were not supposed to happen to them, right? But it is their responsibility to work it out. And I feel like there is somebody that is in your life that identifies as those wounds, which means that the wounds are still open. They haven't taken care of them. They're the person that says psychology doesn't work, psychiatry doesn't work. None of that stuff works. This person's not really willing to work on themselves. They're willing to be stuck in the Nine of Wands. So somebody here is behind the fear wall. I feel like this person is somebody who is maybe hasn't yet had their ego death, or is somebody who is still speaking from ego, living from ego. It feels like that. They're probably very attractive, this person. Somebody who always gets a lot of attention, whether they're feminine or masculine. They're whatever skin they're in, right? Whatever meat suit was assigned to them is very attractive, and other people like to look at it. But behind the scenes, this person is somebody who's actually quite shut off and shut down. They're not very vulnerable, and it's because they haven't taken care of their wounds. So this person is the one who's kind of got their back against the wall, somebody who is who really wants the truth. I feel like you're going to find out the truth about this person, but there are people who realize that they do have wounds and they do need to fix those wounds, but there are people who identify as the wound. And so they walk around hurting other people because they don't realize that it's their responsibility to fix the wounds that happened back there. So I feel like this person that you're dealing with here is a person who is the wounded warrior. And this person maybe goes in and out of talking with you. They could be someone who is an Aries, a Sagittarius, a Leo, possibly a Virgo. But this person is somebody who I think ducks out in and out of your life, and they justify it with the Nine of Wands. So they're like, leave me alone. I just need to think about things myself. Like, it feels like somebody who is really hurt and trying to heal themselves. Look, we never go here voluntarily, right? This isn't a place we go voluntarily. It's like we end up being in hermit energy because it is a place of self-preservation. We're trying to figure ourselves out. We're trying to look over why we are the way we are. We're trying to heal ourselves. We've got the star in that lamp, right? Card number 17 is a star, and that comes after the Tower. And so it feels like somebody's very raw. Like, it feels like their wounds are still very raw because they refuse to tell the truth, to see the truth. They're shut off from the truth is what it feels like here, because the Four of Pentacles is with the Truth card. Yeah, they're carrying a lot of burdens here. So they're wandering around, right? Trying to find their balance, keep their balance. They're running at things. They're getting lots of victories and successes in their life, but they're also carrying a lot of things that keep them under pressure, or this person maybe performs or is a person who achieves a lot of things because they don't feel enough underneath with the 9 of Wands energy. I didn't expect that. So I feel like you have someone here who's in the Queen of Cups, who I feel like I think you're having a realization about the Queen of Cups energy, that there are 2 energies here, and they're very different. One is very much in their softer sort of water energy. They're psychic, they're empathic, they're compassionate, they're kind. This person really takes good care of themselves, and they like to help other people. They're very charitable. It's not to say that this person is not. It's just that this person here is someone who's more engaged in being defensive, get out of my way, don't tell me what to do, and who is kind of shut off, right? So I feel like this is the person that I feel like might be someone that you feel like you've known forever. They could be someone who's in your life for a long time, but it almost feels like a remembrance. So I feel like you're having a realization about the Queen of Cups, or somebody who's like the Queen of Cups. Tell me why this Ace of Swords is here, please. We do have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the the 8 of Swords, and then we have the King of Swords. There you are, Aquarius. So I feel like you have to make a decision. I was saying at the very beginning of this reading that the Ace of Swords, which I never usually see as a decision, I usually see it as clarity in the beginning of conversation, but I see this as a decision. Look, we have 2 swords here, right? We have the sword of truth that's in the hand of the king, which is you. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is here, which is 2 swords, which is I got to make a decision. Now, when we add the 8, what do we get? 10. I feel like you're letting somebody go or releasing something. Something that you've put some work into already, I feel. And it could be with this person or with this person. I feel like you're letting one of them go and bringing the other one into your life because you're in transition. You see what I mean? You're in transition. I need to make a decision about what I'm doing here. But you're trusting the plan and being patient and waiting. And that's what I love about you, Aquarius, is you're not going to run at things, make a decision immediately. You're going to kind of think about it. You're going to go at it, look at it logically, factually. What do I need? What is good for me? And I think ultimately what you're trying to do is create emotional happiness for yourself. What is the outcome, please, for Aquarius? We have the King of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Justice card. So you are going to settle down with one of these people. I don't know if they're feminine or masculine. You'll know that better than I. But I feel like you are the King of Pentacles. So you are someone who's built material wealth. You have a lot of stability in your life. You are someone who is very creative with your money. You're also someone who's very charitable. I think that gift giving is probably your love language. But I feel like you've worked really hard to get there. And I feel like ultimately what you want is you want balance. You want restoration, and you want to do the right thing. So it feels like the Judgment card and the Knight of Cups, you do have a decision to make. Yeah, it's your romantic energy we're talking about. So you have a decision to make. Riding it on the white horse to scoop up the Queen of Cups, or, feminine or masculine, or scoop up this person who might be the Virgo. They could be a Scorpio. They could be Cancer, Pisces. They could be Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got Scorpio and Aries here as well. So it feels like, yeah, that's it. You got to make a move, right? I feel like you're going to make a move. So the Knight of Wands is here. It feels like it's going to work out the way that it should, because expect wonders to emerge. You're going to make the right decision. Why? Because you're already following the plan. You're being patient, right? So I'm not saying that you shouldn't choose this person. I'm just saying that this one seems to be the one that's stuck to your soul. And this person might be somebody who just hasn't gotten to a point in their life where they've forgiven themselves for things that have gone on in their life. They're still carrying guilt, possibly. It feels like things are going to speed up for you. It's time for you to make a decision and communicate with somebody and let them know this is an open door and it's time for you to walk through to the new chapter. You're going to be making a decision here, Aquarius. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Happy weekend to you, and I hope you have a beautiful week next week. I'll be back with the sneak peek for the week tomorrow. Bye-bye.